Okay, let's settle it. We're going to sit cross-legged or whichever way is comfortable for you. Elevate your hips up on a bolster or I say bolster, but of course no one says bolster. Cushions, blankets, whatever you have to hand. Okay, so just take a moment to get comfortable. And then just take in visually the space that you're in. And I know this is a room that's familiar to you, very familiar. But, you know, just acknowledge it for a moment where you are. And, you know, our homes are our haven, especially at the moment. We're safe, we're at home. So we are going to just acknowledge that. And then close your eyes and allow your body to rest into its position. So feel your way into it. Notice all the parts of your body touching the ground or the cushions or wherever you're sitting on. Relax the hips, the ankles, the feet. Notice the sensations in the body, whether it's the rest of the joints, the skin, heartbeat, lungs. Anything else that you're aware of. Parts of the body that make themselves known to you. And then start to draw your attention even further inwards to the breath. And just watch the breath for a moment. Allowing yourself to become still. Really connecting to the moment. And how we feel in this moment. Looking a little deeper than the physical to the emotional and mental state. But rather than getting carried away with thoughts of how you've been feeling or how your day might shape up, just feel how you feel right now. And we're going to focus on the breath for the next little while, and we're coming into our samavriti or equal balance or equal measure breath. So inhale and exhale of equal length. So I'm going to start a count and we're going to count to 5. And if that is too long for you, of course, feel free to shorten it. Don't let your breathing panic you in any way. Don't let it be uncomfortable. We just want to try and extend the breath a little bit if we can. And sometimes, you know, using the count and by the teacher using the count, it makes you realize that you have the capacity to breathe a little bit deeper and a little bit longer than you might otherwise. So, but of course, if it's really not suiting you, please feel free to adjust for yourself. So let's all take a deep breath in together now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4. Just do a few more of those in your own count, but maybe your count will be longer, maybe it'll be shorter. Then we're going to let the count go, but before we move, just take a moment to set your resolve, your intention for the day, for your practice. What do you need today? Then we'll start to gently move. So move whatever feels nice. If your back is feeling a little stiff, start to just curl and arch and curl and arch. And move the shoulders, maybe hunch them up, drop them down or circle them around like this. And then we're just going to just move out the legs a little bit. So just stretch when you can't see my feet. Point and flex and circle the ankles just to release from sitting straight and cross-legged. And then just bring yourself back into your cross-leg position if that's okay, or in any position. Actually, we're just going to work the neck, so it doesn't really matter which way the legs are. Cross legs is just a good way of supporting the body to sit tall and straight. But if you want to sit in your heels, which I know isn't many people's favorite, you can do that either. So we're going to, on the inhale, lift the head to look towards the ceiling, drop the shoulders back and down. Lengthen the front of the neck and into the throat. On your exhale now, bring your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, back, chin to chest. Inhale, bring your head to the center point. Exhale, let's twist and look to the right. Hold it here and use another breath to go a little bit further perhaps. Squeeze, wring it out. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Let's go once more to the right. Exhale here. Inhale, back to center. And exhale over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. Hold it here for another breath. Inhale up to center and exhale over to the left, holding here for another breath. Inhale up to center. We're going to do 3 circles. So bring your chin to your chest. We do 3 circles in one direction and then 3 the other. So turning to the right, looking to the ceiling on your inhale. Exhaling down to the left. Bringing your chin back to your chest. 2 more circles in the same direction. Going as slowly as you can. Keeping that nice, kind of steady rhythm of breath going. Equal measure. And when your chin comes back to your chest for the 3rd time, just change direction and go back the other way. and back to center. We're going to take our right hand down to the ground for a side stretch, so we're getting a little lengthening through the side. Right hand to the ground, reach up, straight up with the left arm. Get as much length as you can through your left side, so really press down into the left hip, really stretch up into the left fingertips, and then when we've got that length, we're going to start to stretch to the right. So let the left arm come up overhead, press into your right hand for support, but keep your core engaged. So we're going to firm up the belly, lift the pelvic floor, and maybe turn the head to face the ceiling for a little twist. Holding it here for another 2 breaths. Keep the right elbow soft so that you can go a little bit deeper, but also so that you don't tense your neck and shoulder. And then coming back up, bringing your left hand to the ground, reaching up through the right side of the body, so right arm reaching for the ceiling. Take another nice deep breath in, just get a little bit more length, tighten in the tummy, and then we'll go to the side. Thinking over, maybe you need to bring your left hand out further, see what feels nice, make sure your left shoulder stays relaxed and your right hip bone is pressing down, or sit bone really is pressing down into the mat, towards the cushion or the ground, and maybe looking up to the ceiling if that works in your neck. And gently rising back up to your central position. We're going to twist the whole body now. So let's this time reach up both arms, tighten in the tummy. Exhale, float the arms to the right. So you bring your left hand to your right knee and your right hand in just behind you. Lift and lengthen and use your hands to give you a little more twist. So working from the base of the rib cage up to the upper spine and up into the neck. Looking around over your right shoulder, tightening in the tummy. And then exhale back to center. Reach up again, get length. So always looking for a little bit more length before we twist. And then bringing the left hand behind you, the right hand to the left leg. Lift and lengthen and twist. And then exhaling to unwind back to center. Let's start to stretch out the legs again. I'm going to come off my bolster for this one. I'm going to turn to the side just so that you can see my legs. If I come off the mat, then you lose me. So we're going to just take a gentle forward fold. So make sure you're right up on your sit bones, so flesh out the buttocks if away from the sit bone if you need to. Stretch and lengthen, and then gently start to walk yourself into a forward fold. Just notice how the backs of the legs are feeling today. They're a little tight, just ease in, soften in. So each inhale, get a little bit more length and stretch through the spine, and then an exhale, soften in. And same with the backs of the legs, feeling that each exhale will allow you to release and lengthen those muscles. And gently coming up. We're going to make our way onto our back, so just bend your knees, scoot yourself down along the mat a little bit, lie yourself down, And I'll just check to see what the plan is. So we're going to start with leg cycles. So let's draw our right knee into the chest and just hug the knee in just for a moment to ease into the hip. Flatten the back into the mat. And then let's see about stretching out the left leg and pressing that down into the ground. And then start to release your hands to the floor. Inhale, stretch your leg straight up to the ceiling. Exhale, start to lower it towards the floor, but keep your lower back pressing into the ground and keep your belly firm, nice core strengthening. Knee back to the chest. So inhale, stretch straight up. Exhale, lower down. Using the same exhale, bring the knee back to the chest. Inhale, stretch up. Hold it here for as long as your inhale's there. Exhale, lower down. Use the entire exhale to lower and knee to chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. Knee to chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. Knee to chest. Let's do one more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Nice strong leg. Knee to chest. Hug it in. And release it out. Take a moment to pause and notice sensations in that right hip, right leg. And gently bring in the left knee. Hug it in. If you wanted to start with the right knee bent and foot on the mat, feel free to do that. It just makes things a little easier. You'll notice then when you stretch the leg out, how it intensifies across the front of the right hip flexor, front of the right hip. Intensifies this stretch here as well to the left hip. Okay. Let's go for the rest. So we're going to let the hands rest down to the floor. Inhale as you stretch the left leg towards the ceiling. Straighten the knee as much as you can. Exhale, tighten in the tummy and lower the left leg towards the floor. And then just before it comes to the floor, bring the knee back to the chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. Knee to 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 chest. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Knee to chest and give it one last hug in. Okay, release that leg out, straighten out both legs and just take a moment to pause. And then as you do, just start to wiggle your hands in and underneath your buttocks. So kind of the lower part of your buttocks, straightening your arms a little bit is where you want to go. And this helps to just tilt the pelvis back so that you can flatten your lower back into the ground a little bit more. So engage your core muscles now and really press your lower back into the ground. And this is how you want to keep this as we continue with the next sequence. So we're going to start to raise both legs off the ground. So tighten in the tummy, press the lower back into the ground, lift the legs. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, flex the feet and lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. 2. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. 3. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down for 4. We'll do one more. Inhale up. And exhale all the way down to the floor. Remove the hands. Relax and take a breath. Pause to notice. All about awareness. And then we're going to lift the knees up over the hips. So you've got a kind of a 90-degree angle at the hip and at the knee. And we're going to take the arms out wide. And we're going to twist and flow into the twist. So let's tighten in the tummy again, press the lower back into the ground. On your exhale, lower the knees to the right. Inhale, lift up. And you may, while you're using your entire exhale, you might find that you have to let the knees hover for a little bit, but that's okay. It's good work for the core. Inhale up. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale up. 3, 4, 5. Again, coming back to that rhythm. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Let's go to the right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Just do 2 more rounds. And when you're finished, allow the feet to come to the mat. Take a pause. Now, we're going to walk the feet in close to the buttocks for our little bridge. We're going to really pay attention to the rippling of the spine. So last week we did a spinal undulation kind of focused class. I want you to bring yourself back to that undulation of the spine. And starting with the rock of the pelvis. So find yourself rocking over your sacrum. So the sacrum is that hard fused triangular bit of bone at the end of the spine into the pelvis itself. So notice that at the very end of the sacrum down into the very, very tip is your coccyx, or your little tailbone. So let's start by pressing into the tailbone, which kind of rocks the pelvis forward, lifting the hip bones up and creating an arch in the lower back. So feel that space at the lower back away from the floor. Then as you lift your pubic bone, kind of rolling to the top of your sacrum, feel your lower back pressing into the ground. And I want you to inhale, lift the hip bones, press down into your tailbone, create that arch in the lower back. And exhale, press the lower back into the ground, engage your pelvic floor, lift your pelvic floor up. And exhale. Sorry, inhale here. Exhale, flatten the lower back, pelvic floor lifting. I'm not using the feet very much at all yet, not lifting the whole back off the ground, just rocking back and forth over the sacrum, tilting the pelvis, and engaging the pelvic floor. So becoming really aware now of Mula Bandha, which is our energy lock of the pelvic floor. Now this time we're going to rock back to the tail, arch the lower back, one last time. And then this time we're going to continue up through the spine. So as you press your lower back down to the ground and lift your tailbone away from the floor, we're going to keep lifting the tailbone higher. So lift the sacrum, peel the lower back off the ground, roll up to the upper spine, roll all the way up to the neck, and gently start to lower on your exhale all the way back down. One vertebra at a time. Until you come all the way back to the tailbone. Inhale, roll back over the sacrum, press the lower back into the ground, and then start to peel the lower back. Peel the upper back all the way up to the neck. Exhale all the way back down. Hands can rest on the ground. Inhale, ripple back up. Use your glutes to push the hips up as high as you can. Exhale, lower back down. A little bit more work for the legs and the glutes here as well. One more just like that. Inhale. Lifting up. Exhale. Lowering back down. Take a moment to pause. Maybe stretch your legs out. Sometimes you can feel the work in the hamstrings, actually, the contraction of the hamstrings. And it can be nice to stretch that out afterwards. Now we're going to roll ourselves up to sitting. So you can either bring your legs in, rock and roll back and forth to come up to sitting, or you can just very gently, softly roll to the side, press your hands into the ground and lift yourself up this way. Okay, so we're going to come into a tabletop position, so over onto all fours. Pad out your hands, so really kind of feel like you're grounding through all parts of the hands, the fingertips, behind each knuckle, behind the base of each finger, right into the heel of the hand, both sides. Take a moment to ground. Make sure your wrists are right under your shoulders, so a straight line down as much as you can manage. And yeah, our kind of inner elbows kind of point forward a little bit as we draw our shoulders down onto our back. Knees are right under your hips. And we're going to again do that spinal undulation, but again, focusing on a ripple from the tail to the head. So rather than doing that in one movement, I want you to kind of work from the tail without moving the head at all for a moment, up through the spine, into the upper spine, the chest, and then the head. And then bringing your chin back, lifting the upper spine, lifting into the lower back, dropping the tail, and stretching your back into that nice rainbow shape. Inhale again, tail through the spine, all the way to the head, looking forward. Exhaling, chin back to chest, upper spine, lower spine, tail. And keep moving, and again, awareness of your breath rhythm. Inhaling as you look forward and exhaling as you look back. Inhaling tail to head. Exhaling head to tail. Two more just like that. And then coming back into a flat back. Let's just ease out the wrist a little bit. So just start to walk your hands around to face the outsides of the mat. And just give a little circle. And then back the other way. Continue to walk your hands back towards, so they point towards your knees. And again, minor little tiny circles just around the wrist just to ease out. Now let's flip our hands. So the fingers still point back to the knees, but you're on the opposite, the back of your hand. Start to straighten your arms up if you can. Spread out your fingers and really press the tip of each finger down into the mat as much as you can. Hold it here. And then flip back, sit back, and shake them out. Okay, all good. So we're going to do a spinal balance now. So this is against the core. So we're going to again press down firmly through both hands. Again, get the wrists right under the shoulders, knees under the hips. But this time I'm going to get the feet, knees together, okay, at the back. We're going to stretch back into the right leg, lift the right leg to hip height, tighten in your tummy, make sure your hips are level, so trying not to let the right hip lift up. Keep the hips level, pelvis level, tighten the tummy. Point the right toes to the floor, stretch right back into that right heel, tightening all the muscles of that right leg up. Your left toes can be tucked under if that makes you feel more stable, or if it's nicer in your knee, or you can totally flatten out that foot. Stretch out your left hand, so either straight up ahead of you, or if that's too much for your balance today, keep your fingers on the floor, but stretch them out way in front of you instead. Find one of those that works for you and hold it here. Nice, slow, deep, even breaths. One last breath in. And as you exhale, you can bring your hand and knee back to the ground. So again, knees together. Stretch back the left leg. Point the toes to the floor. Lengthen out of the hip even. Feel the stretch even through the side of the body. And then again, right arm stretching straight out or stretching to the floor way ahead of you. So one of those options. I like to look down at the mat to fix my gaze, which helps with the balance. Also just keeps my neck long. If I look up, I kind of crank the neck. So I look down to keep my neck nice and long and in line with the rest of the spine. Nice, long, slow, deep breath. Left leg really strong and stable. Core engaged, pelvic floor lifting, belly drawn in. Nice, last breath. And exhale, hand and knee back to the ground. Sit back for a moment in child's pose, just to rest the arms and the wrists. Stretch the arms away from you as far as you can go. Just for a momentary pause. If child's pose isn't your thing, find another position just to rest in, ease out whatever is being worked, whatever feels tired. And then we'll lift up, tuck the toes, stretch into downward facing dog. So we start to lift the hips higher, straightening the legs a little bit, but keep a little softness in the knees just until you got that nice big stretch from your hands to your hips. And then maybe start to straighten the legs a little bit, or even straighten them one at a time, bending one, straightening the other, swapping that around to kind of pedal the feet to ease into this pose. Now, walk the hands in a little bit closer. And walk them in a little closer again. Until you come all the way into a forward fold. Let yourself drape down over your legs. Walk your hands back. So again, imagine your big tiger pose, lion pose, that I like to think of when I'm padding my way back towards the top of your mat. Stretch into your downward dog. Make sure your hands are far enough away from your feet that you can come into a plank. So we're going to inhale into the plank, lowering the hips, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, straightening the body. Press back into the heels as you tighten up your legs, tightening the tummy, and then push back to downward dog. So you're going to do that a few more times, engaging the core. Make sure it's all about the core. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lift the hips, push back. Inhale, come forward, shoulders over the wrists, tightening the legs, tightening in the tummy. Exhale, push back. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, push back. Now, we're going to step the right foot up between the hands, To do that in an easier, gentle way, drop the knees. You can even help your right leg forward between the hands. Slide your left knee back, perhaps if you have the capacity to do that. Just takes you into a deeper lunge to get a deeper stretch into your hip. Just make sure, that when you come down from your downward dog, normally they land in the right kind of position for a lunge. What you don't want is to have your knee right directly under the hip, because then there's no stretch there at all, really. There's hardly any point at all. Also puts a little extra pressure and weight on the knee that you could do without. So just take this moment to just stretch into that hip. And then we'll come back into downward dog. So lift up your left knee, bring your right foot back, and stretch back. And we'll do the same on the other side. So again, you might just step your left foot forward directly, or drop the knees and gently help your left foot forward between the hands. Adjust the right knee if you need to. I always slide mine back a little bit. And then ease gently into that lunge. And we're going to now bring ourselves to standing at the top of the mat. So see if you can kind of lift the right knee up, spring forward. I'm going to walk back a little bit so I'm away from my shelves. Inhale into a half lift. Tightening your tummy. Hold here for another breath. And exhale, fold all the way in towards the legs. And fold around the heel. Inhale, look forward again. One more time, half lift, engage your core, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold all the way. This time, come to standing. We're going to try and come up with a straight back. So again, coming through that half lift position. You can pause here if you like. Open your arms out and keep coming up with the same straight back. Strong core, reaching all the way up. Looking all the way up, and then exhaling to let your arms come down by your sides. Separate your feet, and we're going to just ease into our standing position now. So we've done a lot of ground warm up, easing in, working through, working the core, working the hips a little, so and hamstrings. So we're going to just ease into the upper part of the body, nice and gently, swinging your hands around to the sides as you kind of twist your upper part of your body awake. Using your neck as you turn to look over the shoulder. You can make those movements as big as you like or as big as your space allows. And then come back to face forward. We're going to make that movement a little bit more structured, but again, turning to the side and opening into a twist, but using our shoulders. And I like this one a lot. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Look up. Exhale, open the arms out to face to the right. So twist the body to the right, but try and keep the hips level facing the front of the mat. Open the arms out to the side at shoulder height. Inhale, come back to face forward, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left, open your arms out to shoulder height. Maybe look back to the left hand. Inhale, come back to center, look up. Exhale, open to the right. Hands at shoulder height, stretched out, long. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left. Maybe looking back to the left hand. Inhale, come back up to center, look up. Exhale, open to the right, look back to the right hand perhaps. Inhale back to center, open to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Look up last time and exhale, release. Okay, so we're going to come through a slow few standing poses. So let's separate out the legs. And we're going to come into triangle pose first of all. So we're going to turn the right toes out. Heel somewhat in line with the arch of your left foot. So if you were going to draw a straight line, the heel, center of your heel would come in line with the with the arch of the left foot. So let's take the arms up, nice and wide, strong, shoulders relaxed and down on the back. Tighten in your tummy, engage the muscles of your legs. Exhale, let's reach towards, so you're stretching beyond your right foot. And then you're going to bring your right hand down to meet your right leg. Stretch your left arm to the ceiling. Maybe look up to your left thumb. If that doesn't feel nice in your neck, look forward or look down, wherever is comfortable for your head. Press firmly into both feet. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. We're going to tighten in the tummy. Lift the pelvic floor a little. Make sure all of your core is engaged. Nice stretch through the side of the body, hopefully. Pressing firmly and evenly through both feet. And inhale to come up to standing. Exhale, turn the feet around the other way. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach out over the left foot. And then coming into your side stretch. So making sure everything is one line straight, plain, shoulders, hips, feet. Maybe looking up, keeping your balance, tightening your tummy, firmly gripping and distributing the weight of your body evenly through both feet. And inhale to rise up. Square both feet. Bring your hands to your waist. Lengthen your spine. Look up. Exhale. Push back into your sit bones and fold all the way forward. Bring your hands to the ground. Inhale into a half lift. Hold it here for a moment. Stretch back into your sit bones. Firm up both legs. Press firmly and evenly through both feet. And keep that even distribution of weight now as you fold all the way down towards the floor. Now, if your hands don't make it to the floor, you can always take them to your legs and draw yourself down using your hands and your legs to go a little bit deeper. Or you can grip the mat if your hands are making it to the ground. You can always build the ground up towards you with books and blocks and cushions anyway. Otherwise, grip the mat to draw yourself down a little deeper. Now gently rise back up, engage your core. Bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Exhale, release the hands. Step the feet back together. Okay, so we're going to use our core strength for stability now for our balance pose. So we're going to come into a nice tree position. So let's ground through the right foot. Bring the left foot to rest on the inner part of the right leg. So whether you're right down here at the ankle with the toe on the floor, that's okay. So it gives you a little bit of extra stability. Or you can test yourself and bring your foot up onto your calf muscle. Or you can grip the ankle and place your foot all the way up onto the inner thigh. We're going to try and keep this left or this right hip from sinking out to the side. So keep it stacked up over the foot as much as possible. Tighten in the tummy. Lift the pelvic floor. Bring your hands together at the heart center. Hold it here. Ground. Strong and steady. If you feel balanced enough, you might like to reach the arms up You can keep your palms together as long as you can keep your shoulders nice and sturdy and down on the back. If you feel that in order to get your hands together, your shoulders are coming up towards the ears and pinching in, then let that go. Take the arms apart. Spread your branches. This is tree pose after all. When my kids yoga, I like to get them to wiggle their fingers like leaves, sprouting or fluttering in the breeze. Tighten in the tummy. Bring the palms together back to the heart. Bring your knee forward and release back to the ground. Take a moment to be still. Let's go to the other side. We can stand on the left leg. Take all the weight over there. Your right foot is light. Bend the knee, open the knee out to the side. Place the foot on the inner part of the right leg. So whether it's down at the ankle, up on the calf, or all the way up on the inner thigh. Tighten up. Tighten up the core. Bring the palms together. Straighten up the hip. Steady, stable, calm. Keep your gaze fixed on one spot to help with the balance. Maybe reach up, lengthen up. Keep the shoulders down, squeezing onto the back. A little action there, so it's an action of engaging the muscles between the shoulder blades to keep them steady and secure. Again, if your arms don't feel comfortable together, separate them out. You might feel wobbly, you might feel the weight shifting from different parts of the foot, so just go with that. Just find that steady balance, even if it's kind of transient. And then gently release the hands back to the heart. Bring the knee forward, so we're kind of working with control. Release the foot and stretch it back to the floor. Take a moment, Namaste. And we're going to come back to the spinal undulation and working it into our sun salute again. So we're bringing ourselves again to the top of the mat. Taking a breath. Breathe. If your hands still in prayer position, bring your thumbs to your sternum. Breathing deeply so the chest lifts into the thumbs. And exhale, as you release, just feel the weight of the body pressing down firmly into the feet, grounding you into the earth. On the inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, fold forward, gently bow. You can soften your knees as much as you need to. In towards the left. Inhale, step your right foot back. Drop the right knee to the ground. Lift your chest to look forward. Take another breath in. Exhale. Press down with your hands to the floor. Lift your right knee. Step the left foot back. Stretch back. Downward dog. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, drop your knees. We're going to do the nose, chin, chest variation today. So you bend your elbows, but keep them in towards the body. Do not let them come to the ground. Nose dive down. So your nose touches the ground. Then you roll forward, chin, chest. Chest landing between your hands. Hips softening to the floor. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, onto the knees, tuck your toes, downward dog. Take another breath. And then we're going to step the left foot forward. So again, you can step in one go and drop the right knee down, or you can do that one in reverse, drop the knees and step the left foot forward if that's easier for you. Sink the hips forward, Lift the chest up, look forward. Take another breath. Spring off the back toes. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in towards your legs. Inhale, rise up, strong core, straight back. Maybe arch back a little. And then exhale back to your heart. That's one side done. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reaching up. Lengthening up, maybe arching back a little if you've got enough length. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, step your left foot back. And drop the knee to the ground, exhale. Inhale, lift your chest forward, sink the hips a little bit more. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Spread out your fingers, lengthen through your arms, lengthen into your hips. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, drop the knees, nose, chin, chest. Keep the elbows hugging into the sides of the body. Nose, chin, chest. Lower the hips. Lift the chest for cobra. Again, you don't have to lift very high. You don't even have to use your arms. You can just use the strength of your back to lift for your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold it here for a breath. Now we're going to step the right foot forward. Drop the knees, step forward or just step forward in one go. And then drop your knee. Look up. Step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Arching back. Exhaling back to the heart. We're going to do one more round. We're going to just flip sides because I have more space. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, step your right foot back. Exhale, drop the knee. Today, this time we're going to lift up. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. On the next, actually inhale, let's do the right hand on the ground and lift the left arm up. So you're twisting around to the left side. Tighten in the tummy. Exhale, lower the hand. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, drop the knees. Nose, chin, chest. So again, I know this is the tricky part. Keep your elbows in. Keep your hips lifting for now until your nose hits the ground. Then move forward, bring your chin to the ground. Move forward again, bring your chest to the ground. Lower the hips. And inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Now again, the left foot is going to step forward. Drop the right knee to the ground. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in towards the legs. Nice big stretch. Inhale, rise up. Lengthen up. Maybe arch back a little. And exhale to your heart. Release your. Inhale, other side. Reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, step your left foot back. Bend your right knee. Drop the knee to the ground. Inhale, this time reach up. Exhale, hands down. Now for the twist. So left hand to the ground, right arm reaching up. Looking up to the right hand. Exhale, hand to the ground. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, drop the knees, elbows in. Lower the nose, move forward, lower the chin. Move forward, lower the chest and the hips. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Hold for breath. Step the right foot forward. Then we drop the knees first if you prefer. Lift the head, lift the chest. Step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. And exhale back to the heart. And that completes that sequence. So just take a moment to pause. Notice your breath. Built up to quite a bit of movement there, so notice how that feels. And we're going to bring ourselves back down to sitting. So I'm going to lower myself down into a cross-leg position. Bring yourself down however feels comfortable for you. And we're going to again work the core a little bit more. So I'm going to sit to the side so you can see. We're going to bring ourselves down to our elbows today. Rather than letting the lower back collapse or the chest collapse between the shoulders, we're going to build everything up. Draw the shoulders back in underneath us. Press down into the hands, bend the knees, tighten in the tummy. Lift the pelvic floor. Inhale. See if you can lift the feet off the ground, either to bent knees or to straight legs. Exhale. Lower back down. Tighten in the tummy. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time we're going to lift and hold. Make sure belly is tightened in. Knees can be bent. That's easier. And it is. Woo. Watch that these muscles don't dome up. You see that happening, really, really draw them back in. And exhale, release. Let's come up. Take the hands back a little bit further so they're right under the shoulders. Spread out the fingers and separate out the feet. Inhale, lift your hips up so they come up as high as your knees if you can manage that. Exhale, lower back down. Keeping the arms straight this time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. This time lift and hold. Lift up, tighten the tummy. And again, lift your chest up. So if it's sagging between the shoulders, lift up higher. Look up perhaps. Again, neck kind of in line with the spine. Ground down through both feet, ground down through both hands. Tighten your buttocks, lift. Tighten your core. Exhale. Lower back to the ground. And straightening out the legs, we're going to come back into a forward fold. So just ease out the buttocks. Sit nice and tall, tighten in the tummy, and fold yourself forward towards your legs. Nice stretch for the back. Inhale, rise up. We're going to bring ourselves down onto our backs. We're going to take a final lying twist before we come into Shavasana. So lie yourself down nice and gently, with control if you can. You can keep your feet on the mat for this one. And maybe just separate them out a little bit wider. Open your arms out to the side, depending what space you've got. And then exhale as you drop your knees to the right. And just let the knees soften towards the floor as much as possible. And you can adjust your feet. Bringing the feet together might give your upper leg more support. Bringing the legs further apart will give you a deeper internal rotation on that left hip. So just feel into it. Notice what's happening. Notice what you're feeling. See what might need to be tweaked to get either less stretch or more stretch, depending what you feel you want right now. And like I say, it's the beauty of doing your practice at home. You've got the freedom to play with it perhaps a bit more than you might feel you have in a class situation. This is the real yoga, is doing what suits your body at a time that suits you, in a way that suits you. It's all about your practice. This is the real yoga. Mindful of you and your breath. On your inhale, let's lift the knees up to center. And on the exhale, lower the knees to the left. Keep your head neutral, or you can turn the head the opposite direction, or wherever you really feel that it would serve you best. And come back to those nice, slow, deep, steady breaths. And then gently lift the knees back to center. Straighten out your legs, leaving a space between your feet. You take your feet as wide as the mat even. Let your shoulders flatten into the floor and open your palms up to face the ceiling. Surrender completely. All effort, all strain, all contraction, everything that you've been told to do throughout the class. Tighten this up, stretch that out. Everything now can soften and relax. Talk you into your Shavasana, and I will let you here for as long as you feel you need, as long as you have. I recommend taking as long as you can manage. So that your 10 minutes is a good time for Shavasana. If you don't, if you feel you kind of have to get back to whatever else is going on in your house, well, that's okay too. But for this few minutes, just let's learn how to be still and to allow the work you've done throughout your movement practice through the asana to be absorbed into the body, the physical and the energy body. Allow the energy to move freely through you now that you've hopefully unblocked one of the energy passageways, the nadis. But also the stillness that you've brought into your mind through your practice, which is the point of our practice, really. The ultimate point is to bring ourselves into a place of ease in the mind and stillness in the mind. So it's really important to take time at the end of the practice to enjoy that. Just focus on the breath. A nice, slow, deep, steady breath. I invite you to here. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a great week. Hopefully I'll see you next